Okay, now we're live.
Mm.
That took way too long for it to decide that we were actually live.
Hooray!
Now we are. There we go. All right. Guess I should get all my shit up.
Shit. Delicious shit.
Indeed.
God, I can't stop fucking thinking about that chicken casserole. God damn. It's taunting me from upstairs. The whole house smells delicious now, like delicious foods.
Aw.
Yeah, it took basically like 2 hours to prepare while it was actually in the oven. I did all my makeup and shit, but yeah, it's
And now you want to be eating
I do. Oh God, do I want to be eating it. Sweet Jesus. It's gonna pair so well with this red wine too, because it's very high in fat content, which of course calls for a full-bodied red. So despite the fact that it's chicken and not a red meat and red wine is good. It's usually a good thing, but just because you have white meat, you don't have to have white wine.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
You can. But, I mean, a full-bodied red wine with a very light chicken salad is probably not going to taste like...
I like a full-bodied red with a very light fish.
Yeah, like, it's like, it's not going to... Unless that fish is covered in fucking cream sauce made with bacon. Which, why are you eating fish? Yeah, gross.
That sounds pretty yucky. That does not sound good.
No. So yeah, as long as it has a high fat content, like the full-bodied red will work. That's why they have those fucking Chiantis at Italian restaurants in the straw basket, the things that suck all the moisture out of your body the minute they go in your mouth, and yet they're so good when paired with heavy cream sauces. It's like, oh, my insides have turned into the Sahara. Was it this Chianti that I drank? Yes.
It was probably all the sand that you ate, actually.
I mean, that too.
Yeah.
The sand and the various barber tribes that I ingested.
Yes.
Just
which I'm surprised because I heard that you hate sand.
It's coarse and rough. It gets everywhere.
Indeed.
Every time people want to complain about the new Star Wars movies, I'm just like, y'all, come on now. We know how much worse shit could get. Be grateful. There have been no I hate, I don't like sand moments. That has never happened. Even in the worst parts of The Last Jedi, in all its unevenness. Like, we never had anything approaching that. There's no equivalent of Jar Jar Binks.
Shall we?
Have you tweeted out the thing?
Oh, fuck. No. I knew I was forgetting a thing, but I forgot what thing I was forgetting. So
now you have me to help.
Yes.
Not nearly as good as my pear cider burps. Jesus Christ. On Sunday, I was so sloppy drunk. After leaving, it was like the fourth cider just hit me all at once. And I basically...
Those were, yeah, you had a decent amount of...
Yeah, John was out gardening in the yard, and I basically went outside and tried to convince him to have sex with me in the yard. And when that didn't work, I basically just dragged him inside. So, yeah.
That poor man.
I know, right? Living with me. Like, I don't even know how he fucking deals with my shit sometimes.
I don't either.
Of course, I don't know how you guys deal with my shit sometimes. I don't give you and Blythe blowjobs.
No, you don't.
Right? So, like, you don't even have some of the basic incentive
package. True.
What
do you give us? You're
right?
Fired. No. I say, like, I have any authority there. Come on. Also, you're not fired.
Oh, hooray.
Oh, share now.
Now, do it now.
There. I did it. I did the thing that I was supposed to do.
It was oh, I just saw the best tweet ever. I'm retweeting it, looking for it's scientist. Let's name this spider long legs for its long legs. Scientist 2. Not kinky enough. Well, if that's the case, it should have been leather daddy long legs, but you know, still good.
That's too many words, I think.
Yeah, it's true. Although I love their one of their more official names, Harvestmen. I love that. I don't know why. I just imagine them like with their little like wheelbarrows and shit running through the fields.
That is what they do. Or they used to. Now they just go to the grocery store like everybody.
Right. I imagine them wearing like little bib overalls and shit. With 8
tiny little piece of straw coming out of their mouth.
It's so cute.
Ma'am.
Yeah, they're not miladiers. They will address you as ma'am though.
They will. All right, shall we?
Let's do
press
this
record.
Shit. Yeah. Okay. You want to 1, 2, 3 it?
Yep. I'm gonna 3, 2, 1 it actually.
Okay.
So just so you're not confused.
You have to say contact though.
I'm not gonna do that.
Please.
Okay.
The 80s command you. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, contact.
Oh yes.
All right. And now we are going to clap. 3, 2, 1, contact. Or whatever, you know.
Or whatever.
Indeed. All right. And then where's my stuff and also my things? This is not the correct number, so I'm going to.
This is not my beautiful wife.
Oh no.
My waifu.
No.
Actually, the 2018 remake of Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads. This is not my beautiful waifu. Let's not do that. Let's not think about that ever again.
Nope. You should feel bad for even saying it.
I do feel bad. You got your thing?
Yep.
All right.
Hello and welcome to episode 92 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Amanda.
And I'm Rissy. We make up 2/3 of a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you're drunk. I am not currently drunk, although I sure was on Sunday, but only patrons got to see that shit.
Yeah, you chugged quite a bit of...
I drank 4 large ciders.
Yeah. Large
sliders. No, I had no sliders. Sliders when drunk sounds like the worst idea ever. I mean,
the best.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess if you're like, what could be worse than the whiskey shits? Oh, I know, oily anal leakage. That's what would make this better.
Well, you don't think about how it's going to affect you later. It's just how it affects you right then.
It doesn't really affect anything. Well, I guess the bread can act as, a sponge, but if I'm going to go eat, like, drunk food, I'd rather go to a greasy spoon and eat, like, a giant breakfast with eggs and biscuits and gravy and shit. Or a giant burrito or chimichanga or something like that.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I may talk about food a lot this podcast because I didn't have time to eat the delicious chicken casserole that I've just prepared. It's sitting hot and...
Her make did food, but her didn't eated food.
I did not eat the food. It's so cheesy and good.
Yeah.
It's like my all-time favorite recipe.
So, as some of you may have noticed, Blythe is not here.
She is not.
Because we murdered her.
She's in the casserole. It's not actually chicken.
And
tastes like chicken.
We've decided that we're going to do all of our Gen Con shows as 2 people, which is going to be real good for the concert since we killed our singer. So
by far the best singer amongst us.
Yeah, so that's going to be rough. Or she's at a work thing tonight and she'll be back next time. Yes. One of the two. You decide. One
of those is true. Yeah. You decide. I mean, if we'd already killed her, wouldn't that be beyond their power to affect? That would be quite the GoFundMe. Fund us bringing Blythe back to life through necromantic means.
I've watched a lot of Buffy. They've done it a few times on there. I figure I can figure it out.
Oh, shit. Now, would we be bringing back Blythe as a vampire? Or are we, like, ripping her out of heaven?
Yeah. We're ripping her out of heaven.
Where she's singing with the angels.
Please. That bitch ain't in heaven.
No, well, she's an atheist for one thing. So.
Yeah. She hasn't saved a bunch of people from demons either, so.
No, indeed. Oh, God. I made the mistake of mentioning waifus, and now Tom Silk is suggesting that damsel waifu pillowcases need to be a thing, and I'm agreeing.
No.
I think. I don't know. We could make them really fucked up.
I mean, if they're of us, they're already pretty fucked up.
It's true. I don't know. I think that could be fucking hilarious. I'm down. I'm down for that. Like, I want it to be like my head on a velociraptor body being cradled by Jesus.
I think you should just have the people who are cradling the pillows pretend to be Jesus.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
Although I would like to see like nested Jesuses. Jesus within a Jesus.
It's Jesus's all the way down.
Let's hope not. Because otherwise I'm going to spend a lot of time in hell after I'm dead.
I feel like that's kind of I think once you go there, you're there. I don't think it's a back and forth deal. So
that depends on whose hell we're talking about. If it's Chinese hells, it's more like a blast furnace to just kind of purge you of all your sins and then boot you back into the reincarnation cycle. Hopefully a little wiser this time. Plus, you get fucking holidays off.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Right? The Chinese bureaucracy of hell is fucking amazeballs. Also, your relatives can like burn you hell money so that you can spend it on things at the commissary, basically in hell. Yeah.
That's so
Chinese
sweet.
hell way fucking better than anything Western civilization has ever come up with, right? I'm just like, yes to Chinese hell.
Yes to Chinese hell.
That would be a pretty good episode title. I think pretty much all religions actually, with the exception of Christianity and apparently Islam and maybe Zoroastrianism, though I'm not sure, like all were just like an eternal afterlife. That's a stupid thing. Humans don't live forever, so why would they be in one particular tortuous afterlife forever? That don't make no sense. Like, why would they need to be punished forever for sins that were finite?
Yeah.
Actually,
like,
I think even
most of your
and
most of your sinning probably was in a fairly discrete part of even your life.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess the very beginning and the very ends were probably fairly... I mean, I guess it depends on how you died.
It's
you died in the middle of your murder rape fest, then...
Murder rape fest 95! Woo! Oh, shit. Nobody... Actually, the original name for it, by the way, was White Trash Expo 95. This was the thing that came up on the podcast on Sunday. I couldn't remember it, though, because I was too drunk.
You were.
I was being a little whiskey tango myself. Not wearing a tube top, though.
Aw, not this time.
Nope. Next time, Gadget. Next time.
And then you sit just right so that it just looks like you're naked.
Yes. Or there's a claw. Like, I have to be naked with a claw. Is there a fart coming?
I thought there was going to be a sneeze.
Oh, it died.
Yeah.
Oh, it died in the sneeze womb.
Because I called too much attention to it on
They're
my
shy.
own. Yeah.
Sneezes are shy.
Like, nah, I like to surprise you. Damn it. Whatever.
Josh in the chat says, some guy dressed as Jesus licking your pillow's feet. Lol, 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 lol. That's an excellent callback, sir. Well done.
I mean, you'd just be licking a pillow, so that's actually not as bad as licking real
Actually,
feet.
so Josh is like, better idea, a damsel on one side and one giant dig and balls on the other side. With wings. I think the possibilities are endless, and I think this would be an amazing fucking thing we should do. A piece of merchandise that's pretty uncommon for followers of podcasts.
Yes. Generally, we try to do merchandise that has some resale value.
Bah! Nonsense!
Or,
I mean, if we were gonna move shit like that, it would be at Gen Con, where they sell real love pillows.
Sure.
I remember the first time I saw one of those, I'm like, that pillow sure is long. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we wouldn't be selling the actual pillows though, because we don't have the luggage space for that sort of stuff.
No, it would just be the cases. You'd have to buy your own fucking whole, like, adjacent pillow.
Maybe
like,
you already have one and you can just swap out the cases.
Yes, yeah, for your wife.
Because you're a player.
Pillow playa.
Indeed.
So, do we have any group business? I saw this thing in the show notes that I don't know if it got brought up. That's Damsel news.
I don't know anything about that, so
I don't either. So Blythe mentions that there's a super secret patron webpage that went up. I don't know if that's true or not, but here's hoping that it is. Josh also says just a normal size pillow for Blythe's. Snap.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Snack sized. But yeah, so I guess if you're a patron, you might be able to access a webpage. Maybe it has some of those fucking ringtones I recorded on it. I hope so, because I put a lot of work into those fucking ringtones. Some of them I fucking re-recorded like 16 times to get the right version of Bon Tomps.
What? I don't know what that one was.
Oh, that was from my book chat when I was talking about the Suki Stackhouse novels, and she lives in Bon Tomps, Louisiana, and I said it. I insisted on saying it like that, like the whole fucking time, because I was laissez bon temps brûlé. So I guess that was my version of like a shitty Cajun accent.
Yeah, that's not great. You've done better accents, but you know, it's not terrible.
No, well, I mean, I'm like, not all of my accents are winners. Sometimes I just have to go for what is silliest rather than what is the most, what most resembles that.
Silliest doesn't make it not a winner.
That's true. Oh, Kevin Larson says that, yeah, they got emails about it. Okay, so,
good.
Yeah, that's good. Kevin, are there ringtones in there? Kevin?
What's on this thing that we provided for you? Because we don't know.
No, we don't. Well, this is what happens when we go on without Blythe, right? Who does all of the adulting.
Yes.
And who is younger than both of us.
Yes. But is by far the most adulted.
Yeah, agreed 100%. I am not very adulted.
No. I make dick puppets. So.
You do. And they're amazing dick puppets.
Yeah. And other things.
Other delightful things that you guys are going to get to see at Gen Con. Oh, you guys, the Gen Con prep that has been happening. Oh, sweet Jesus. This is going to be a cavalcade of horrors and delights.
I like it when they're both horrible and delightful.
Yeah, revisiting some of the parodies that we're going to be performing at our concert has made me question my own humanity. I'm like, Jesus should. Christ, past self, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'd forgotten just some of the depths of depravity that I was capable of coming up with.
Yeah, you did pretty good with some of those. And by good, I mean terrifying.
Yeah, I'm just like, ooh. Of course, so now what I wonder is, what is Blythe up to? Because she sent a message to our Damsels telegram, just the one for the three of us, talking about how she couldn't find the term on Urban Dictionary for when you pee in a girl's vagina. And she didn't want to just Google it because that would make her the subject of some really unpleasant targeted ads. Just use DuckDuckGo, but I haven't heard back from her since then. So if any of you guys know that term, I haven't had time to go to Urban Dictionary today. But yeah, so I'm just like, so what is she planning? Right? Is she going to spring some shit on us?
Or she's going to ask some interesting things of us on Wednesday when we're there, and it's just three of us.
Yeah.
She wants to get a bit freaky.
Freaky. Like to get freaky, get what I mean?
Nope, I don't. I have no idea what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because you're so chaste and virginal.
Oh, yeah. I'm an incel, I think, is what I am.
An incel? No. Actually, you know what's funny is the first person who ever used that term was female. That term was coined by a woman, and early incels would use the example of a woman who killed herself because she couldn't find love. They were like, incel kills. Like, that's why you have to have sex with us because of this woman. But then slowly but surely, like, now there's no mention of either the creation of the term or that woman, and it's all just horny idiots talking about femoids and roasties and Stacy's and whatnot. And that they would like to replace the brains of women with dog brains so that we'd be more loyal and more amenable to them having sex with us. And I'm like, you think a dog would be open to having sex with you?
I mean, hopefully not.
Yeah, and which makes me suspect they've already tried it. And I'm like, don't do that. Or maybe do that. No, because the dog would suffer. Because, like, if you have sex, like, if you put your dick in a non-human animal, it triggers a lot of receptors, like the mucous membrane, cellular receptors that all like, auga, auga, alert, alert, because they're sensing, like, I'm in contact with a foreign mucous membrane. This is not human and it is not okay. And it can set off an inflammatory reaction that leads to cancer, genital cancer. There was a paper a few years ago about this.
So then the doggies can say that their dicks gave them cancer.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, dog dicks will give you cancer, or dog vaginas. No matter how human they look or feel.
Dogs cancer.
Actually, I haven't heard of it going the other way. Now, to my knowledge, they didn't check, but yeah, there's an astoundingly high case history, I guess you could say, a rate of genital cancer in people who have sex with non-human animals. So don't do that. You might think that parrot is really into you, but don't fuck it.
I mean,
its mucous membranes were not meant to go with your mucous membranes.
I feel like none of this needs to be said, but
you would think that. You would think that.
I would, yes.
How many human beings are hospitalized every year, though, due to masturbation accidents? And it's always like cramming like a giant fucking vacuum tube slathered in peanut butter up their own assholes. You would think that it shouldn't have to be said that you don't do that. Don't do that. Use a dildo. If you want to shove something up your ass, use one of the many fine sex toys available on the internet that are safe and washable.
That's true. Or just go to, like, there are sex shops around. Just go get one, because nobody cares. Like, nobody cares that's in there. Just go buy yourself whatever. Because
like that.
Won't that be less embarrassing than showing up at the hospital?
Yeah, you're gonna be, if you do that and show up in the hospital, you're gonna be somebody's ER story forever. Not by name, that would violate HIPAA stuff.
Sure.
But at parties, the doctors and nurses who helped save your life are going to be regaling others with this fucking amazing story about all the things you crammed in your asshole.
Which, by all means, if you want to cram stuff in your asshole, cram stuff in your asshole, but make sure it has a nice flanged end that it doesn't get sucked up.
And remember, your ass is not a magician's top hat. There's not an infinite amount of things that you could put in there. Live doves do not belong in your asshole.
Nope.
Oranges? No. Like playing cards? I mean, maybe, but they could slice you up real bad.
I don't feel like that would be very fun.
No, although I will admit, if somebody, like, as part of a card trick, shot playing cards out of their asshole, I would be like, Orson Welles slow clap, but I'm not touching them.
That's fair. Yeah. I would be impressed by that. I don't know that I'd really want to see it. I would want to hear somebody telling the story about it, maybe.
I mean, there are those people that can, like, paint with their assholes because they can, like, prolapse their own anuses without suffering any side effects. It's just how they roll. There are people who, like, put paint in there and explode it.
Hey, chat, do you have a different topic that we can talk about? Because I don't want this one anymore. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
JD is taking notes in the chat. Doves do not belong in your asshole. Who knew? Oh, JD. That is what it sounds like when doves cry. From out of your asshole.
Yeah.
So what have you done, Amanda, in this past week? Or, I
have not shoved anything up my asshole.
That is wise.
Yeah. My paper is really close to being done.
Oh, shit. Wait, does that mean your thesis is close to being done? Wait. Is it okay if you talk about the topic of your paper?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Everyone cares. All of us care. Everyone in the chat, everyone
thinks that they care. until I started actually talking about it, and then it's like I don't
I got people on some random fucking podcast to talk to me about heterochromatin. And first I had to explain to them what the fuck heterochromatin was. And they thought it was cool. I'm just saying, right? People will surprise you.
But that's a more general thing. So
I mean, you could tell us why meiosis is really important, right?
It's not.
Why people but it is though, right?
Nah.
It affects so much. It's why it's what makes us.
We barely even use it.
You lying bitch. I do think meiosis gets really short shrift. Like, this is something, I'm not a bench scientist anymore. I probably never will be. Who knows? But I still really fucking care about meiosis. Like, that has never left me, and I don't think it ever will. Meiosis is an incredibly important process, and more people need to give a shit about it. Especially since as human beings, we suck balls at meiosis. We are garbage at it.
We ladies, at least.
Yeah, I think dudes actually...
They're actually pretty good at it, but that's because, like, you make a shitload of sperm, so it's okay to get rid of the ones that are bad because you have a lot more there. Right? It's just like, I put all this work into it, you're getting it whether it works or not.
It's like, yeah, send it on through, we'll fix it in post. Well, the thing is, do we know if guys are better at it, or if the body just kills all the ones with chromosomal aberrations and shit?
That makes them better at it.
It does, but I would like to know, do men, like, are sperm produced with, like, higher levels of meiotic recombination and shit? Are they better at actually holding their chromosomes together at the metaphase plate and all that shit? Like, are they actually better at, because there is a difference. Marty Kreitman told me that, and I don't remember if it was men, because he couldn't remember because he's a million years old, and I mean, he's fucking brilliant, but this is a guy I studied with at the University of Chicago. He couldn't remember if it was men or women who actually have more crossover events. My money would be on men, but I don't know. So there is actually a difference. So is one type of gamete actually better at completing meiosis? Because with the males, we know, like, the body will kill the shitty ones. But somebody at least has looked into who is actually better at doing the process.
Well, I mean, like, in men, it's not on hold for 40 years.
There's that too, right? You're just constantly, like, you can ask any guy, it's like, what did you do today? Made 1 billion sperm. Dudes are always active.
Whenever I ask any of my dude friends,
like, what did you do today?
That's usually their response.
Made 100 million sperm. What did you do? I am not manufacturing any new gametes. I haven't done that in a long fucking time.
Recombination is generally higher in females.
What? Then why do we suck so much at segregating the chromosomes?
Because they have to sit there and wait for 40 years and the cohesin breaks down.
Okay, so we make more, we actually do recombine more, but the cohesins fall off like rats from a sinking ship. Okay.
I mean, it's not that fast. They're okay for a while.
Right,
but after decades.
Yeah. This is one of those problems that, like, in some ways we are designed to survive our reproductive years, but on the other hand, if we try to reproduce, the older we get, shit starts to, like... But don't listen to anyone who says that, like, your eggs go bad. They don't really. If you had a bad one, it was shitty to begin with. It was just like your backup system failed. Your cohesins and shit fell off and didn't enable the egg to get a second chance. But if you had shit going wrong, it was going wrong from early on.
It was probably your fault because you're a sinner.
Yes,
actually.
As all women are, full of original sin.
Yes. That's why miscarriage is really, really common.
Right? Yes, because of the curse of Eve. Dude, I have had people try to tell me, like, that periods are because of the curse of Eve, and I'm like, nope. Periods are actually a great thing. They don't seem like it at the moment, but that's why we don't have an estrus system. And if you've ever had to deal with
everybody knows the curse of Eve is painful childbirth.
Some people think of it that it applies to, like, all aspects of reproductive female biology.
That's because they're grossed out by all aspects of female reproductive biology.
Well, and they're evangelical Christians, so their, like, knowledge of biology is, like, not strong.
Not the best, probably.
Josh says, I was super productive. I went on Brazzers. Well, good for you, buddy.
Good job.
What
did you do this past week?
I did not go on Brazzers. I don't need to update my Spank Bank all that often. Like sometimes, like maybe once a month, I need to go online and re-up some new images. But my brain is pretty good at, I don't know, meiotically recombining the porn images I have in my brain into new ones.
That's not appropriate. That's not.
Yeah.
Do I what?
Have an image re-up?
What do you mean?
In my brain parts?
In
your brain parts? Yeah. How often would you say you need to take in new images or scenarios?
I mean, I don't know that when I'm bored with what I'm thinking about. I don't know. I mean, I don't consume media to like come up with new scenarios to think about. It's just it's taking too long.
Yeah.
Meaning more than 5 seconds.
Right. Well, absolutely.
Because yeah. But
in the chat, things are getting hilarious. John Latch, women should have pouches. I need something else to stick myself into. Dude, I was just actually saying, like, oh man, I wish I had a pouch.
It'd be so disgusting.
It would be so disgusting. But so like sometimes when my cat like paws at my skin that she thinks is apparently a large blanket that she can get under. I'm like, no, kitty, this is not, my skin is not the slanket. You can paw at the slanket and I will let you under the slanket into Fort Leg, but you can't paw at my skin and come into my skin. But I could if I had a pouch. I bet she would love it in there.
No, gross. It'd be so gross.
It would be pretty gross, but in a cool way.
No, in a gross way.
In a cool, gross way.
Because I know you would keep food in there.
Yes.
And that would make it even grosser.
Would you not keep food in your marsupial pouch?
No. I mean, I'd hold like a beverage in there, but...
You hypocrite.
That's not like just food. I'd put like a bottle with a straw.
I mean, I'd probably try to keep the food in its original packaging. Like I'd put a bag of Cheetos in there.
No, you would just put Cheetos in there.
No, they get the crumbs. Like that's something I've always been vigilant about. Like
Okay.
Yeah, I can't just have Cheetos in my pouch or about my person. I need them to be in the bag.
I need them to be in my mouth.
Well, yes, there's like, man, Cheetos are rare here in Canada. I'm just like, I'm dying inside for lack of Cheetos.
So I have a Cheeto-related question for you.
Go on. I love where this is going already.
In your mind, which is the real Cheeto? The puff or the crunchy?
The crunchy.
See, that's what a lot of people think, but that's not...
It wouldn't surprise me if the puff was the original. The problem is the puff tears up my mouth, and I love them. I love the puff, but I can't eat them.
But the puffs are just Cheetos, and the crunchy ones are crunchy Cheetos. Like, they've added the adjective on it. It can't be the real one.
I guess it would depend on which was the first one to actually be sold.
I'm sure the puff did.
That makes sense. Do you remember Cheetos Paws back in the 90s?
Yeah.
They had, like, some of the crunch, but also more of the taste and puffiness of the puff.
But way more of the ripping your mouth apart.
Yeah, it was too bad, but I was like, these are the best thing ever. Like, I would eat those like Captain Crunch, and Captain Crunch is the other thing that tears up my mouth, and yet I cannot stop consuming it when I have it, which is why I can't have it in the house.
Yeah, I can't eat that. And there were some Cheerios that I got when I was in England a few years ago that also tore my mouth up, which was very strange because Cheerios don't usually do that.
Cheerios shouldn't do that.
Nope.
I guess if they're like studded with something like those nut-studded Cheerios, that might...
They weren't. So I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah.
It was very sad. But yeah, I know most people...
Oh, Joshua Donovan is addicted to veggie straws. Yeah, those things, like, if I touch them, I will start, like any of the health benefits you would get from them being veggies.
They're just because it says veggies and it doesn't mean it doesn't make them.
You're probably right, but they're extra unhealthy just because I can't not, like, eat the whole bag. They're too good.
That's how I am with Cheetos.
Yeah, same here. Like anything like crispy and salty, I'm just like, nope, all of it in my mouth.
But I only want the puffs.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really like the crunchy ones. They're too crunchy.
I love the crunchy ones. And I love the puffs too. In fact, I think I like the flavor of the puffs better, but they hurt my mouth so bad.
John Latch says the crunchy was first in 1948, and the puff was not till 1971.
Holy shitballs! I would have totally guessed the other way around. Well, that means that the crunch one is the true platonic Cheeto. Yeah,
it is. I would not have guessed that because I feel like
it seems like the puff would be easier to make.
Well, I feel like being really little, I remembered the puffs, and then like the crunchy ones were this kind of the special, like, oh, here's a different one. But yeah, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't have guessed that they were made in 1948.
Yeah, and many advances in snack foods. Well, you know, there was like the whole World War II boom in like foods that could be stored for forever and had a relatively high caloric content. So maybe that was like somebody's like World War II project that didn't make it within the bounds of the war, but then by 1948 they're like, this cheese thing. God damn it. Now I not only want chicken casserole, but also some Cheetos. God damn, yeah. I love Cheetos. Potato chips are okay, but Cheetos are like Italian chef a kiss your fingers. Like gluten classico from the kitchen. For those of you who haven't seen it, you should definitely check out Dork Pride Worldwide, because a group of comedians, comic actors, whatever, did film a version of the Olive Garden bot ad, and it's pretty delightful. I love it. I think they did a great job. And Infinite Stick is yeah, it's good. Are you looking up Cheetos online?
Yes.
I knew that face. You can't fool me.
No, yes. I'm looking up people that are voting on which they like better. In various places.
Oh, yeah, like worldwide. Apparently there's like a thing that is called Cheetos in France that is utterly unlike Cheetos. Or at least not really good at all.
Nothing in France is good. Like, don't let them fool you into thinking that it's a cool country. It's not. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's generally what I've heard. That like there's a couple of like I would like to go mostly to see old Roman ruins. So I'm just like I'm not into France for France. I'm into it because at one point it was conquered by the Romans.
I mean that's some of the cooler parts.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm just like I want to see me some old Roman ruins and shit. I mean the University of Paris is pretty cool, like just as a concept since it's been around for more than 1,000 fucking years. That's pretty dope. Also, being a college student used to mean that like your parents paid for you to live in a tavern, and you were basically expected to go philander with the wives of various town people. And so you were always like being like jumping out of balconies and shit. Like there was a lot of carousing that was expected of old school university students. And I mean like old school, like Oxford and Paris. I'm like, that actually sounds pretty fucking great.
Well, there you go.
Not that they allowed women in. But...
No. Because of your disgusting pouches that you have. Dust.
Here's the thing to think about with pouches. Not only would they be great for putting bags of Cheetos in, but that means that we would evolve from marsupials, and human babies would be 10 times as horrifying as they already are. Because we'd birth them when they were like this big.
And then they'd crawl to the pouch.
Yeah. And
they'd be like, bitch, why are all these Cheetos in here? This is my spot.
I'd be like, scoot out of the way, Cheetos, but the Cheetos are staying in there.
Yeah.
Human babies.
Also don't eat my Cheetos.
Yeah, don't eat my Cheetos, human fetus. Would we have tits? I don't think we would.
What? Why don't?
What? Because the marsupials have the, their nipples inside the pouch. So we wouldn't have, yeah, I think there would be a lot about our anatomy that was really different. Also, some of us might have poisonous spurs if we
had marsupial pouches. Would we have boobies?
Would we have them titties? Or them thangs?
The top thing Google is suggesting to me is something from ask.metafilter.com, which is If humans were marsupials, would pouches be erotic? And somebody responded with, if humans had pouches, that's where the boobies would be, so like, duh.
Okay, so, well, the thing is, our boobs probably wouldn't have grown to the size we have.
Sure.
We'd probably just have nipples.
And Cheetos.
Oh,
Nipples
I'm getting a
covered with
recommendation for Cheetos here in Canada called Cheesies. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
That's good to know. That's important.
It is important, actually, so that I can fucking go to the Canadian supermarket. All right, that's good shit. Oh, at Joshua Donovan, Cheetos with a glass of milk is amazing. Yes, it is. So, like, my favorite lunch is, like, a hot submarine sandwich that's very simple. Like, roast beef, pepper jack, some sriracha mayo, and tomatoes. No lettuce. Fuck that lettuce they sell in Subways and shit. It's just iceberg garbage. Toast that shit.
Why are you going to Subway? Why don't you love yourself?
I mean, sometimes it's all that's there. You toast that shit, Cheetos, and milk. There used to be, so at the University of Chicago, underneath the hospital building, there was this amazing cheap-ass cafeteria. It was so good and so cheap, and I was like, how do all the people not know about this? But they had like a not Subway, so it was much better than Subway. And I would eat that all the time. And one of my friends was like, you still drink milk? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I have the mutation that allows me to produce lactose well after my, toddler years, and I intend to fucking utilize it.
The one meal that I almost always want milk with is spaghetti.
Really?
Yep.
Is it because you associate spaghetti with childhood, or is it simply the flavor profile?
I mean, I think it's both. Like, I mean, growing up, any dinner we always drank milk.
Oh, yeah. Although we drank skim milk, which, oh, God, past self. Ugh.
I like skim milk.
Oh, man. Like, I thought I liked skim milk until I tried whole milk.
See, we always had 2%, and then I had skim at school because they had all the different cartons. And then I'm like, oh, I like this one better. And then I got my family to start drinking skim, so that's what they'd have at home.
It's actually possible that I liked skim more as a kid because I couldn't handle the richness of, like, 2% or whole milk. I was pretty sensitive to, like I had a rough time with cream sauce pastas as a kid. It was too fucking much for my little taste buds. So, But now I'm just like, whole milk? Hell, give me heavy whipping cream. I'll guzzle it straight out of the fucking carton.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just like, I intend to make use of that fucking dairy digesting enzyme. I got that shit. Us and Mongolians, right? Not too many people on this earth that have it. White people and Mongolians, I think. That's about it.
Probably yak milk.
Yep. Well, not just yaks. They had 5. They're the 5 snouts. Like, there's 5 creatures that they got, and you can get milk from all of them.
And they're all yaks.
Delicious yaks. All subgenres of yak.
Josh Thomas says, I like milk with pizza or Mexican. I would actually, I would drink milk with Thai if I got like the really spicy.
Oh, well, yeah, because you gotta dilute that shit. And...
Yeah. Josh Donovan says, my friend does that too, really likes milk and pasta. But Josh Donovan has to have milk with PB&J.
See, so milk with PB&J, yes. Milk with like crusty hot sandwiches, yes. For me, for Mexican, I have to have soda. Like, specifically like diet soda.
Not a margarita?
I mean, sure, but oddly enough, a lot of the Mexican I've eaten has been in the earlier part of the afternoon. If it's not at least 3 p.m., I would feel pretty trashy getting loaded.
Psh, whatever. So if you're going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, what flavor jelly?
Ooh, strawberry.
Yeah, that's the only right answer.
I generally don't like grape anything, but grape jelly can be okay.
No, that is by far the wrong answer.
Have you tried raspberry?
I mean, that's the thing. Strawberry is not the only right answer, but grape is by far the wrongest. I mean,
strawberry is just so good. I just can't imagine.
My mom would make strawberry jam that she'd freeze, so that was really good.
So good.
I
mean, unless you're like allergic to strawberries, which what? I mean, I guess it's possible to develop an allergy to anything. Like that poor motherfucker who developed an allergy to fruit flies after working with them for 35 years. Yeah, They told me about that in one of the safety training courses in Star Wars.
How?
I don't know. I'm like, were they mouth pipetting flies? What?
Yeah, like how?
Were they breathing fly dust all the time? But
I know that's the thing. Like, what are you reacting to, and how?
It's not
like,
is it sting you like bees? Because I had a professor who studied
like
bees
a contact
allergic to them.
allergy, or
I believe, like a contact dermatitis thing. Yeah.
Weird.
It's like flies don't have dander per se.
No.
But yeah, that. So yeah, you can get allergic to anything if you're exposed, if you have enough sensitizing exposures to it. But yeah, berries are fairly uncommon. Oh, we've got some blackberry or grape, peach jam, orange marmalade.
Blackberry would be good.
Blackberry would be good.
Grape. I'm sorry, Josh Donovan. That's wrong. You're wrong.
Lingonberries. Where are my lingonberries at? Those are also delicious. Many forms of berry. Blueberries are too much for me. Like, I can handle them when they're dehydrated and put into muffins. Like, but the full-on blueberry, I'm like, no.
Just by themselves, because my sister had blueberry bushes or whatever the fuck, and she would freeze them, and that would be like, you'd eat them frozen.
Okay, frozen,
like, and fine. That was just like candy,
like,
basically.
Blueberry jelly. Ugh. Although, so here in Canada,
I don't know that I've ever seen blueberry.
I've seen like blueberry jam or blueberry syrup, which is just too rich for me. At least.
Oh, I've seen blueberry syrup, yeah. But
in Canada, we have Saskatoon berries. John has like 2 Saskatoon bushes, and they're like, imagine blueberries only 1,000,000 times better. And so they have like Saskatoon syrup, and they're like they're purpley and whatnot. Oh God, they're so fucking good.
Never even heard of those before.
They're also referred to as service berries, and I'm like, I like that name. I like it kind of in the same way I like Harvest Men for Daddy Longlegs. I don't know. Are they faithful, like, serving berries? Like, who are they serving? I don't know, but I like it. Yeah. Those things are good as fuck. John still has some frozen, and we'll put them into pancakes. And I'm like, yes, Saskatoon berry pancakes with fucking Saskatoon syrup. Yes.
I mean, I'd probably eat that.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny. Like, so in Alberta, they don't like. I don't like why I'm whispering. John isn't even home from fucking work. But
I don't want the Canadians to hear.
Yeah, they like here in Alberta, they don't seem to be all about maple syrup. That's mostly produced like in Ontario and other parts of Canada. So John has like literal fucking corn syrup that he eats on pancakes. And I'm like,
ooh, that's too sweet.
Yeah, so I pressured him into buying Saskatoon syrup, which is much better.
I mean, it's got to be better than just corn syrup.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what? Ugh.
Gross.
Right, but I'm not to like shit all over somebody's syrup after they just made me fucking Saskatoon berry pancakes. I'm not about to be like, ew, gross.
No, you do shit on it after they've done it. You don't do it before, because then they won't give it to you.
Right, exactly.
So.
Yeah. Those fucking Saskatoon berries, though, those are so good.
Yeah, I've never been looking.
Well, once you come up here for my wedding, then you can totally experience Saskatoon berries and their deliciousness.
Saskatoon berry.
Yep, or the service berry. I'm like, the faithful service berry. Yeah,
they're pretty.
Yeah, yeah. I like them so much more than blueberries. So yeah, I'm super happy about that. So, anything else you've done recently that's nerdy?
No. I don't think so.
I read some Star Wars books, and I know how much you love to talk about Star Wars.
Please. And that will do it for this. No, keep talking. I will just kick you out of the chat, and then no.
So there was a woman named Karen Travis who has a crazy reputation among Star Wars people. So she wrote in the expanded universe years, she wrote a bunch of books about clone troopers, like specifically like a unit of clone trooper commandos, or well, a couple of different units. And she tried so hard. Just, God bless her. She tried so hard to make shit that happened in the prequels actually make sense.
Aww.
Like, yeah, like she tried to make Order 66 make sense. Yeah. It was so cute. And she wrote like, this was like a fucking 5-book series, about clone troopers. They're all right. They're basically like, if you really enjoy hard-boiled military science fiction, which I do not, then you would like these books. I enjoyed them decently well, despite the fact that they are hard-boiled military science fiction. Apparently, she was like a military journalist before she became a fiction writer, which explains a lot. Also, she fucking hates the Jedi. It's crazy. Like, the Jedi are just hardcore bad guys in her books, which, to be fair, she is one of the only people in the Star Wars expanded universe who appears to address the whole, like, clone slave army. That the Jedi are like, yeah, this army of clones literally appeared out of nowhere. We have no idea who paid for it or how it came to be. And the clones are not paid any money. And they were grown in tanks. And we're just going to let them fight for us. We're just going to do that. That's fine. No moral issues there. Like, nobody fucking bats an eye in the prequels. In the Clone Wars TV shows, individual Jedi may or may not think of their clones as fully human and care about them. That's true. But none of them ever raise any objections to actually using the clones at all. And I'm like, was this not a problem for anybody that you literally have a fucking slave army?
That goes along with some of the issues I have with some of the Black Mirror episodes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, it's their consciousness, and it's like, yeah, it's not an actual person, but it thinks it is, so that's still really cruel.
Shitty. Yeah. Like, if something is sentient, then trying not to be cruel to it is the better way, I think.
Yeah. Because it knows that you're being shitty, and it doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's self-aware enough to experience pain, not just in the physical, but also like in the metaphysical as well. Like, it thinks about itself and how it, that it has a finite lifespan and all that. Ugh, fuck. It's just many more dimensions of suffering.
Yeah.
Man,
so
being sentient sucks.
Yeah. Sometimes I just wish I was a rock.
Yeah, that seems pretty
I don't
dope.
actually.
Absorb some sunlight, give off heat, hang around.
I'd probably rather be a tree. But if I was a tree, what kind
of twee would you be? That's a timely reference.
Nope.
Yeah, John Latch brings up the fact that the droids, if they have AIs, are still slaves. Although I think that's, like, some droids are more sentient than others. Like, not all of them are fully sentient, but some of them are. Yeah, I remember being bugged by the clone army in the prequels. Of course, I was like 20 years old, so I couldn't articulate my thoughts quite as well. But I'm just like, does nobody have any problem with this? Also, like, the Jedi literally don't know where these clones came from. Nobody really does. They came from Camino, yeah, but like, who commissioned it? Well, they find out eventually that it was a Jedi named Sypha Dyas who was crazy, who everybody was like, oh yeah, that fucking crank, who was a crazy motherfucker who apparently experienced like clairvoyant visions of the future and set up a clone army, but nobody knows how he paid for it. And the Jedi are like, this can't possibly come back to bite us in the ass, that one of our order who was crazy and who immediately disappeared after commissioning the creation of a clone army that he somehow found a way to pay for. Of course, it was paid by Palpatine, who Sypha Dyas went and talked to, but none of the characters in the story know this except for Palpatine. But still, like, so this is like somebody drops a package on your doorstep that's made of dynamite that you don't know is made of dynamite, but you're like, I'm going to take this into my house. There's no way this could backfire on me. And then you later find out it was set by a crazy person.
Or it's more like, hey, here's this food that was randomly left for me, and maybe I have some big enemies. I'll eat it.
I'll eat this
Hopefully
food.
It's not poisoned or bad or whatever.
Yeah, none of these decisions make any fucking sense. And I'm just like, did nobody like do a... Were there no accountants at all, like, involved here? Like, did nobody say, I wonder how this fucking crazy Jedi who disappeared immediately after the commission of the clone army, like, how that this was paid for? Because the Kaminoans are just like, here's all these clones and all their equipment and armor and shit, which is not cheap. Like, here's all their stuff. Here you go. All paid for.
Yeah. I don't care what you guys say. I'm going to look in the mouth of that gift horse because... I think maybe it might not actually be that. I think it might be
and I get like, well, we need an army as the Republic. Like, well, why don't you just fucking conscript some people or shit? Like,
nah, you got to pay them.
Well, yeah, that's true. They don't have to pay the clones at the same time. But it's like, here are these artificially created humans that literally just appear out of fucking nowhere. And Yoda, the wisest, oldest Jedi, is like, yeah, no fucking problem. This is.
Right. Because, like, I feel like that's one of those things where slavery is generally regarded as bad.
It's also illegal in the Republic.
Well, sure. But also maybe you're a person who would like to have slaves, but would you like to be one? Oh, you wouldn't? No. Then maybe you shouldn't have them because I bet they don't want to be one either.
Yeah. And again, Yoda just shows up with the clone army on Geonosis and is like, oh, begun the clone war has sad face. I'm like, so you're sad about the war, but you don't seem to be sad about the clones? You know, those people that have been grown in tanks? So the fact that Karen Travis actually addressed some of that shit does win her pretty big points in my book. Despite the fact that it's all fucking military shit and full of military terms. Like, I'm watching your 6 and shit, and I'm just like, I don't care about military stuff. I don't care about military science fiction. If it has to be military science fiction, at least let it be like Dune, where it's just so full of weird fucking shit all over the place that it all kind of blends together.
As long as there's Cheeto pouches.
Someone is in the chat, I see. Someone got done with her work event.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it would seem.
Somebody who might or might not be named Blythe is definitely feeling judged about her eating of parking lot bread.
As well as she should. Nah. I mean, Rissy's eating Cheetos out of her marsupial pouch, so, you know.
I am. I'm totally doing that while I'm reading Star Wars Expanded Universe novels.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Order 66, right? Like, in the Clone Wars, they made it so that it was like all the clones had a chip in their brain that made them obey the orders of the Emperor, which actually makes sense. Poor Karen Travis, like, she tried to make it so that, like, the clones have a shit ton of, like, executive orders that are all, like, contingency things for emergency situations that have been drilled into them over and over again that they have to obey. Apparently there is one for if the Chancellor goes rogue, then they can kill him, although who would actually issue that order, we don't know, because all the rest of the orders come from Chancellor Palpatine. But there is Order 66 is simply the one that the Jedi have started a coup, killed them all. So she tried. God bless her, she tried. It still doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense. Because I'm like, some of them are going to disobey those orders because the Jedi have been their commanders and they're not all shitty to the clones. So you're not going to have perfect obedience because the clones are thinking. They're not fucking a droid army. Why did you not just build a droid army if you wanted to kill all the Jedi? Palpatine, you asshole. You idiot. I'm really mad at Palpatine. And the thing is, of course, Palpatine is the smartest person by far than everyone in those shitty prequel movies.
In the chat, Blythe asks, God, has the whole podcast been about Amanda's favorite topic?
Yeah, no.
It feels like it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point.
The thing Joshua Donovan just said about if Blythe was Snow White and the apple was parking lot bread, he would be over in 10 minutes. I also don't believe that Blythe just wanted to eat the parking lot bread. I believe that she ate the parking lot bread. This is Blythegate.
I feel like Blythe would have said if she ate I don't feel like she'd be ashamed of it that much.
I don't know.
If she was, she wouldn't have brought it up at all.
See, Blythe, I don't know. Blythe is possessed of a lawful good alignment, unlike you and I. And so I think she might have like a confessional impulse warring with her shame impulse. So I can see where she would be motivated to like tell half of the story that she wanted the parking lot bread, but be too ashamed of the other half that she actually consumed the parking lot bread.
She says, I would have admitted it and taken selfies just to spite all of you. That I believe. There would have been like a very cute, like holding it up and then with it in her mouth and then with the bag empty or whatever.
Yeah, okay, fine. I think, yeah, we can say that the mystery of the parking lot bread has finally been solved. John Latch brings up Tom Silk brings up the fact that Palpatine had both a droid army and a clone army. Yes, since he was controlling the Separatists. But here's the thing.
We moved on. We moved on. We're not going back to Star Wars.
We're always talking about Star Wars.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, we can stop.
Do you have a Dork Pride Chat? That does not have to do with Star Wars?
Gosh, that is a tough row to hoe. Okay, so, all right, as geeks, right, if you're doing role-playing shit, you consume a lot of fucking snack food, even if you're not doing role-playing shit, if you're playing video games. What are your favorite snacks, y'all? Hit me with that shit. Obviously, I'm a big Cheetos person, and in true Dead Alewives fashion, I never liked Mountain Dew, but when I first started gaming, Surge was a thing, so I would eat Cheetos and Surge.
Ooh.
Yeah, that shit that would, like, if you got on your clothes, it would, like, crystallize and then eat a hole through them. Yeah. They gave that shit away at my high school. There was, like, the Surge van.
That doesn't seem
the publicity van. And yeah, no, it isn't right that they did. And they would just give out fucking 2 liters of Surge and shit. Like, yeah, Surge publicity just running rampant at high schools in the late 90s. Yeah. Yeah,
I do love me some Cheetos. Unfortunately, it's just so messy and you get it on your character sheet.
You do. I think I have multiple character sheets with Cheeto stains. I think nowadays I'm more like a pizza and red wine. Oh, I found a place where I can eat cheap pizza that does not give me diarrhea.
That's good.
It is good. Then they have roasted red peppers as a topping.
All right. I'm down now.
So yeah, that would be like currently, but in the beginning, it was definitely about the Cheetos and Surge. So hit us with your geeky snack loves, y'all.
Or just regular snack loves. I feel like anything I'd eat while gaming, I'd eat just in general. I've been known to be sitting at home, not doing anything particularly geeky, and I'm like, I need me some Cheetos, so I go down to the Quick Trip around the corner and
Cheetos. It's true. I will eat Cheetos. Although oftentimes, like if you're at work, you're automatically doing geeky shit because you're a scientist.
They don't have them there though. I mean, they have the crunchy ones, but I don't want those.
Oh, right.
Because nobody makes little bags of the good one.
No, they don't make the bags of the puffs. You could just get a tub of the puffs.
Yeah,
they make those.
Like, all of them.
Yeah, that is wrong. Josh in the chat says that in high school we had Crystal Pepsi for a while. I'm like, I did not have Crystal Pepsi in high school. I did, however, smuggle a liter of it in to see The Bodyguard when it was playing at the local dollar theater, and I had to movie hop to get into that because I wasn't old enough to see an R-rated movie. That is the 1993est thing I have ever done.
That's adorable.
Is sneak in to see Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard.
John Latch says, alcohol is my gaming snack. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's
a good gaming
top
snack.
Of the list. We've been on a cheap beer kick recently, which has been okay because it's been really hot outside, so a very cheap light beer has been nice.
Cheap domestic swill makes me vomit.
It wouldn't be domestic for you. Because you're in Canada.
That's true. Cheap American swill makes me vomit. I imagine cheap.
Oh, none of it's American. Actually, it's cheap Mexican beer is what we've been drinking.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
It's just very light. Very.
JD, Dr. Pepper is an amazing soda. It is like fucking kryptonite. I can't be anywhere near it.
So, I don't really like Dr. Pepper, but I never have. But if I'm at a place that serves Coke products and they have Diet Dr. Pepper, I like Diet Dr. Pepper better than Diet Coke.
That's not unfair. Though Diet Pepsi is superior to them all.
Oh, for sure.
But Coke Zero is superior to Diet Pepsi. Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
Nope, infinity. I win. Okay, that's going to do it for this episode.
What great school shit was that?
Pridecast. As always, thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off her latest album, Black Hole Heart. Also, I won, and I'm right about things.
You fucking grade school bitch.
You can find the Damsels of Dorkington on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And if you have a few moments, if you could subscribe and rate and review our podcast on iTunes, that would be a really big help to us. That also costs you $0.
But if you do want to contribute in the form of dollars, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where you can get access to rewards that are only available there, such as a fuck ton of bonus content and being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of this podcast, like these people. Oh, how are we going to do this tonight?
We're going to name them and what snacks we imagine them eating while they're gaming.
Ooh, yes. All right. April Barker. This is an odd episode, right?
Nope. It's an even episode.
I thought this was 91. 92. I'm screwed. I'm sorry, 92. April Barker. Fuck.
I mean,
everything.
We still like you. It's okay.
Oh, yes, we still really like you.
But you don't get a fun snack. Sorry.
Not
maybe
this week,
next week. Maybe next time.
John Haidt, since he is cool and I like him, I'm gonna say that he is a straight up Cheetos paws motherfucker, because those were the best of both worlds.
I see Mary Henderson as a very classy lady, so I see her with a bag of Milano cookies.
Oh, that is classy as fuck.
The orange flavored ones, because those are the best.
God, they're so good. I can't have those near me.
I'll eat all of them. Easily.
Hey, can you do Joshua Griffiths? Because I had an idea for Josh and Jessica Raoul.
Sure, I can do Joshua Griffiths as long as he washes his hands after eating all of the cheese popcorn that he likes.
Topsies?
Maybe. Or Cheetos popcorn. They make popcorn and it's not bad.
So Josh and Jessica Raoul are salty and sweet. They are movie popcorn eaten with M&M's. Peanut M&M's.
That's pretty good.
Right? Yeah. They are that perfect combination.
Now I want that.
So good.
Mason Slater likes to have some of those corn dogs that you can get on the rollers at gas stations. He likes to get a big bag of them and put 2 in his mouth and pretend that he's a walrus.
And contemplate existential despair.
Indeed.
Sean Palmer is a big fan of the ding-dongs. It's okay, Sean, so am I. God, those are good. Real good.
Richard Hirsch likes those waxy chocolate donuts that come in the little packets.
So good.
Yeah.
Alec Teller enjoys the fine taste of a Star Crunch.
Ooh, that's a thing I haven't thought about in a while.
I don't think about it often, but when I do, I'm just like, I have to eat all of the Star Crunch in existence. They are so good. It's rice and prune flavor and caramel. I don't know what's happening in there, but it's amazing. So
and definitely chocolate. Yeah. Gordon Nelson likes those cherry fruit pies. That are like the little empanada type things that are delicious and really horrible for you, but so delicious.
And so cheap. You can get like 5 of those for $1, and that's what I did every summer.
And one of those is your daily allowance of calories, so like...
But who cares, because they're so fucking good. That's true. At least if they're the cherry ones. John Kozlowski, in terms of his snack preferences, this could go to a very weird place, But I'm going to say, actually, he likes dried fruit. He is a Canadian weirdo and really enjoys snacking on dried fruit that gives him terrible farts later on. And I'm just like, why did you eat all the dried apricot pieces in the world? That shit is full of sulfur.
I think it's probably because he ate them out of your pouch. And that's why it didn't do so good with him. But we'd also like to thank Kevin Larson, Jason Sanchez, Joseph Harris, Daniel Neruda, Melody Glatzel-Smith, William Priest, Wayne Walls, Darren Wilson, Jeremy Elbows Hanna, and Rusty Hill. So thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 92 of the Dork Pridecast, and we will see you all in 2 weeks.
A deuces!
A jetpack.